Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A pole carrying an overhead microphone projected over a film or TV set. Make a resonant sound, like artillery. His deep voice boomed through the hall. Hit hard. A deep, prolonged, loud noise. Grow vigorously. Business is booming. A sudden happening that brings good fortune, as a sudden opportunity to make money. The demand for testing has created a boom for those in regulated laboratories where boxes of specimen jars are processed like an assembly line. Be the case that thunder is being heard. Make a deep hollow sound. Her voice booms out the words of the song. Any of various more or less horizontal spars or poles used to extend the foot of a sail or for handling cargo or in mooring. A state of economic prosperity. A pole carrying an overhead microphone projected over a film or TV set. Make a resonant sound, like artillery. The act of making a noisy disturbance. A loud, harsh or strident noise. Instill, into a person, by constant repetition. He dinned the lessons into his students. Hit hard. A highly pleasurable or exciting experience. Celebrating after the game was a blast. A strong current of air. Make a strident sound. She tended to blast when speaking into a microphone. Fire a shot. The gunman blasted away. Use explosives on. Shatter as if by explosion. Create by using explosives. Blast a passage through the mountain. Intense adverse criticism. A sudden very loud noise. Criticize harshly or violently. An explosion, as of dynamite. Apply a draft or strong wind to. The air conditioning was blasting cold air at us. A very long fly ball. Make with or as if with an explosion. Blast a tunnel through the Alps. Shrivel or wither or mature imperfectly. Hit hard. Take into custody. Complete a pass. Locate exactly. The chemists could not nail the identity of the chromosome. Succeed at easily. She nailed her astrophysics course. Succeed in obtaining a position. He nailed down a spot at Harvard. A former unit of length for cloth equal to 1/16 of a yard. A thin pointed piece of metal that is hammered into materials as a fastener. Attach something somewhere by means of nails. Nail the board onto the wall. Horny plate covering and protecting part of the dorsal surface of the digits. Hit hard. He smashed a 3-run homer. A vigorous blow. A conspicuous success. That new Broadway show is a real smasher. A serious collision, especially of motor vehicles. The act of colliding with something. The fullbacks smash into the defensive line. With a loud crash. The car went smash through the fence. Break into pieces, as by striking or knocking over. A hard return hitting the tennis ball above your head. Reduce to bankruptcy. The slump in the financial markets smashed him. Damage or destroy as if by violence. Humiliate or depress completely. The death of her son smashed her. Break suddenly into pieces, as from a violent blow. The window smashed. Collide or strike violently and suddenly. The motorcycle smashed into the guard rail. Hit, a tennis ball, in a powerful overhead stroke. Hit violently. She smashed her car against the guard rail. Overthrow or destroy, something considered evil or harmful. The police smashed the drug ring after they were tipped off. Utter words loudly and forcefully. Get out of here, he roared. Emit long loud cries. A deep prolonged loud noise. Make a loud noise, as of wind, water, or vehicles. The water roared down the chute. Make a loud noise, as of animal. A very loud utterance, like the sound of an animal. Laugh unrestrainedly and heartily. Act or proceed in a riotous, turbulent, or disorderly way. Desperadoes from the hills regularly roared in to take over the town. The sound made by a lion. A deep prolonged loud noise. Very lively and profitable. Doing a roaring trade. A very loud utterance, like the sound of an animal. Utter words loudly and forcefully. A deep prolonged loud noise. Street names for heroin. Be the case that thunder is being heard. Whenever it thunders, my dog crawls under the bed. A booming or crashing noise caused by air expanding along the path of a bolt of lightning. Move fast, noisily, and heavily. The bus thundered down the road. To make or produce a loud noise. The river thundered below. Exaggerate or make bigger. Add details, as to an account or idea. Clarify the meaning of and discourse in a learned way, usually in writing. Expand the influence of. Extend in one or more directions. The dough expands. Grow vigorously. Become larger in size or volume or quantity. His business expanded rapidly. Make bigger or wider in size, volume, or quantity. Expand the house by adding another wing. Music, a short lively tune played on brass instruments. He entered to a flourish of trumpets. Make steady progress. Be at the high point in one's career or reach a high point in historical significance or importance. Move or swing back and forth. The act of waving. Grow vigorously. A display of ornamental speech or language. An ornamental embellishment in writing. A showy gesture. She entered with a great flourish. Make steady progress. Be at the high point in one's career or reach a high point in historical significance or importance. Grow vigorously. A sudden happening that brings good fortune, as a sudden opportunity to make money. An especially rich vein of precious ore. A sudden happening that brings good fortune, as a sudden opportunity to make money. A sudden happening that brings good fortune, as a sudden opportunity to make money. A sudden happening that brings good fortune, as a sudden opportunity to make money. A large migration of people to a newly discovered gold field. A sudden happening that brings good fortune, as a sudden opportunity to make money. The seasoned but not thickened juices that drip from cooking meats, often a little water is added. A sauce made by adding stock, flour, or other ingredients to the juice and fat that drips from cooking meats. Old Testament, food that God gave the Israelites during the Exodus. A sudden happening that brings good fortune, as a sudden opportunity to make money. A sudden happening that brings good fortune, as a sudden opportunity to make money. Fruit that has fallen from the tree. Make a deep hollow sound. A contact on an electrical device, such as a battery, at which electric current enters or leaves. A square rod of land. One of 2 points of intersection of the Earth's axis and the celestial sphere. Propel with a pole. Pole barges on the river. One of the 2 ends of a magnet where the magnetism seems to be concentrated. A linear measure of 16.5 feet. A long fiberglass sports implement used for pole vaulting. A long, usually round, rod of wood or metal or plastic. A native or inhabitant of Poland. Deoxidize molten metals by stirring them with a wooden pole. One of 2 antipodal points where the Earth's axis of rotation intersects the Earth's surface. One of 2 divergent or mutually exclusive opinions. They are at opposite poles. Support on poles. Pole climbing plants like beans. Follow a certain course. How did your interview go? Have a particular form. As the saying goes. Move away from a place into another direction. Perform as expected when applied. The washing machine won't go unless it's plugged in. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. How fast does your new car go? Be in the right place or situation. Let's put healthcare where it belongs, under the control of the government. A usually brief attempt. A board game for 2 players who place counters on a grid. The object is to surround and so capture the opponent's counters. Pass from physical life and lose all bodily attributes and functions necessary to sustain life. Make a certain noise or sound. Lead, extend, or afford access. This door goes to the basement. Street names for methylenedioxymethamphetamine. Continue to live and avoid dying. Begin or set in motion. Ready, set, go. Stop operating or functioning. To be spent or finished. The money had gone after a few days. A time period for working, after which you will be relieved by someone else. It's my go. Blend or harmonize. This sofa won't go with the chairs. Go through in search of something. Search through someone's belongings in an unauthorized way. Enter or assume a certain state or condition. Get going. Have a turn. Make one's move in a game. Can I go now? Give support to, or make a choice of, one out of a group or number. Stretch out over a distance, space, time, or scope. Run or extend between 2 points or beyond a certain point. His knowledge doesn't go very far. Follow a procedure or take a course. We should go farther in this matter. Be the right size or shape. Fit correctly or as desired. Progress by being changed. The speech has to go through several more drafts. Be abolished or discarded. These ugly billboards have to go. Be or continue to be in a certain condition. Be ranked or compare. This violinist is as good as Juilliard-trained violinists go. Be spent. Functioning correctly and ready for action. All systems are go. Pass, fair, or elapse, of a certain state of affairs or action. How is it going? Phonetics. An individual sound unit of speech without concern as to whether or not it is a phoneme of some language. Logically valid. A sound argument. Measure the depth of a body of water with a sounding line. The subjective sensation of hearing something. He strained to hear the faint sounds. Make a certain noise or sound. Having legal efficacy or force. A sound title to the property. In excellent physical condition. A sound mind in a sound body. The audible part of a transmitted signal. Of sleep, deep and complete. A sound sleeper. A narrow channel of the sea joining two larger bodies of water. Exercising or showing good judgment. A sound approach to the problem. Utter with vibrating vocal cords. A large ocean inlet or deep bay. The main body of the sound ran parallel to the coast. Announce by means of a sound. Sound the alarm. Appear in a certain way. This sounds interesting. Cause to sound. Sound the bell. Complete. Thorough. Politicians have no sound grasp of technology issues. Financially secure and safe. Sound investments. Free from moral defect. A man of sound character. Give off a certain sound or sounds. This record sounds scratchy. In good condition, free from defect or damage or decay. A sound timbre. Mechanical vibrations transmitted by an elastic medium. Falling trees make a sound in the forest even when no one is there to hear them. The particular auditory effect produced by a given cause. The sound of rain on the roof. The sudden occurrence of an audible event. The sound awakened them. Vigorous or severe. A sound thrashing. Drive something violently into a location. He hit his fist on the table. Kill intentionally and with premeditation. Gain points in a game. He hit a home run. A conspicuous success. That song was his first hit and marked the beginning of his career. Hit with a missile from a weapon. Physics. A brief event in which two or more bodies come together. Make a strategic, offensive, assault against an enemy, opponent, or a target. Affect or afflict suddenly, usually adversely. We were hit by really bad weather. Reach a point in time, or a certain state or level. The thermometer hit 100 degrees. Encounter by chance. Cause to experience suddenly. An interesting idea hit her. The act of contacting one thing with another. Repeated hitting raised a large bruise. Produce by manipulating keys or strings of musical instruments. Reach a destination, either real or abstract. We hit Detroit by noon. Hit against. Come into sudden contact with. The car hit a tree. A connection made via the internet to another website. WordNet gets many hits from users worldwide. A dose of a narcotic drug. A murder carried out by an underworld syndicate. It has all the earmarks of a mafia hit. Baseball. A successful stroke in an athletic contest, especially in baseball. He came all the way around on Williams's hit. Cause to move by striking. Hit a ball. Deal a blow to, either with the hand or with an instrument. He hit her hard in the face. Hit the intended target or goal. Pay unsolicited and usually unwanted sexual attention to. He tries to hit on women in bars. The auditory experience of sound that lacks musical quality. Sound that is a disagreeable auditory experience. Modern music is just noise to me. Electrical or acoustic activity that can disturb communication. The quality of lacking any predictable order or plan. Emit a noise. A loud outcry of protest or complaint. The announcement of the election recount caused a lot of noise. Incomprehensibility resulting from irrelevant information or meaningless facts or remarks. All the noise in his speech concealed the fact that he didn't have anything to say. Sound of any kind, especially unintelligible or dissonant sound. He enjoyed the street noises. Pass into a condition gradually, take on a specific property or attribute, become. Develop and reach maturity. Undergo maturation. Come to have or undergo a change of physical features and attributes. Come into existence. Take on form or shape. Cultivate by growing, often involving improvements by means of agricultural techniques. We grow wheat here. Grow emotionally or mature. Become attached by or as if by the process of growth. The tree trunks had grown together. Become larger, greater, or bigger. Expand or gain. Cause to grow or develop. He grows vegetables in his backyard. Increase in size by natural process. Corn doesn't grow here. An event that happens. An event that happens. An event that happens. An instance of something occurring. A disease of frequent occurrence. An event that happens. Presently occurring, either causally or incidentally. Technical terms are rarely occurrent in literature. making the motions of attack and defense with the fists and arms, a part of training for a boxer. Any of various non-metallic minerals, calcite or feldspar, that are light in color and transparent or translucent and cleavable. A stout rounded pole of wood or metal used to support rigging. Box lightly. Fight verbally. They were sparring all night. Fight with spurs. The Gamecocks were sparring. Furnish with spars.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.